All right, and now for Band Superlative Awards. So if you want to take a seat in the back for our 5 minutes, now would be a good time. So first of all, how about another round of applause for these kids? I do want to tell you, it truly is amazing that they're doing this. First of all, indoor end-of-season concerts. Whenever we had this kind of thing at Ohio State, when I was a member of their marching band, we always had stands. And so you'll notice that there's one thing missing from ours, and that is stands. So they have all of this memorized. And it's not just like 1 or 2 songs that we do memorize, it's the entire show. So huge round of applause for them on that, because that's impressive for any musician, not just high school. And not only do they have the music memorized, but they have the marching points that we do memorize. The majorettes have the routines memorized. It's really incredible that we're able to do this. And we have not had a regular rehearsal day since Monday. Is that right? So this concert, I told all the kids right before we came out, I was like, this is how you know if you're a professional musician or not. Because sometimes you just got to show up to the gig and just do it without any rehearsal. So we have not actually performed this concert in its entirety until right now. So again, thank you so much for letting us work with your kids, because they are not only great musicians and great performers, but they're also great people. And this season definitely was one of the greatest, I can honestly say, I've ever had in my career. You've said that same thing. Scott and his long tenure, he would say the same thing, as well as our other directors, that this has been a fantastic year. So, moving on to the next part of the program, because I'm getting the eye from Mrs. Hustler that I'm talking too much on the microphone. Moving on to the next part of the program, it's not the first time this week that's happening. We are going to honor some of the kids in the band through awards that they have voted on. So this is the superlatives. Some of you remember from high school, like best dressed, best hair, most likely to succeed. Well, band has its own special form of superlatives that our officers come up with every year. So every year they're slightly tweaked. And so our officers come up with them, they send it out, and the kids vote on who they think should win. So we have those, but first I need to recognize 3 members of our band who are actually not high school students, believe it or not. I know these uniforms make everybody look the same way and the same age. And that is our 3 banner carriers that we've had with us all year. You achieve banner carrier because, and the way you do it is at the end of 7th grade, they have to get teacher recommendations. They have to fill out a form with all these questions that we ask. And then we have people who do not know the kids review the forms, review their answers, review the teacher recommendations, and give us recommendations on who should be banner carrier or not. And we remove ourselves from that process so that they earn it all on their own based on what they do. And so we have our 3 banner carriers over there. Let's give them a huge round of applause. And if you just want to wave, we have Christian over there, so Christian can wave. And then we have Ella. And then Michaela. So yes, they have been amazing as members of the band. We probably didn't even notice that they weren't marching members of the band. I had a student once ask me, they're like, Mr. Hennig, how do you become a banner carrier? Is that like the person that didn't do well the last week? I'm like, no, it's actually a really high honor, because we don't just trust anybody to lead the band. This is a big deal. So congratulations to them for getting that this year. All right, on to superlatives. What is the first award we have here? Okay. So first up, we have what the officers came up with as the Freshest Freshman Award, or we like to call it the Best New Marcher, right? So the best new person of this year. And this year's recipient is Max Metz. All right, next up, we have a fun award that started with last year's seniors, and last year's seniors and officers, they continued it through this year. This was called the Band Ghost Award. So not to be confused with the Best Band Spirit Award. Get it goes to school. Okay. It's a wonderful joke. Band Ghost Award is the person who we know is in the band, but might not always be here due to one thing or another that prevents them from being here attendance-wise. So the Band Ghost Award this year goes to Angel Church. All right, next up is a fun award for us to see because we know who improves year to year. We've seen a lot of these kids since they were 10, but it's really nice that their fellow students recognize them. And this is the Most Improved Marcher Award. And this year it goes to Charlie Hall. This next award is the Most Likely to Break Their Instrument Award. And a lot of times, whenever instruments break, they're just conveniently taken to Mrs. Hosta. And so, because usually I'm like running the big group so she can pull it aside and try to fix it real quick. So we checked on this and she did confirm that this recipient is valid. So the kids even noticed it too. Now the award goes to Maya Rumble. Oh, this is a fun one. So we have next up is the Most Likely to Fall Award. So marching's tough. Marching and playing is tough. Playing is tough. All of it is very tough. And yet there still seems to be one or two people where coordination can be an issue. But we're all here to learn and we're all here to grow. This year, the award recipient of the Most Likely to Fall Award is Tori Manring. Next up, not to be confused with the Band Ghost Award, is the Best Band Spirit Award. Let's see what I did there. I know, they had 2 days without me and they're all just like out of their group. So the Best Band Spirit Award this year, through vote of their fellow bandsmen and bandswomen, was Ansi Bikura. Spirit, let's hear it. Okay, we're going to get these. She's got me on. All right, next up, we had Best New Marcher. Now we have Best Overall Marcher. And again, we see this, we have an idea of who we think it's going to be. It's nice that this is also corroborated by their peers. And this is Anna Grabell. Next up, there seems to be an upperclassman every year, or a couple of them, who are just very good and nurturing towards those around them, right? And so they have an extenuating amount of patience for everybody around them. And so we have, first up is the Band Mom Award. So the one who kind of takes care of everybody, it's like herding cats sometimes with kids, and so they assist in that. And this year's Band Mom Award goes to Addie Johnson. We all say band is a family, and so where there's a band mom, there is an implied band dad. And the Band Dad Award this year goes to Jackson McCoy. Next up, we have the Most Improved Squad Award. So this is the squad that improved the most throughout the season. And we were very happy to see this squad because we definitely agreed with it because the growth was tremendous. And not only marching, but marching and playing. And that goes to Squad 106. Next up, we had a tie for this next one, and so I was asked, what happens if there's a tie? And I'm like, well, we give it to them both. It's only fair. And so this next award, there's a lot of them because it was what? Oh, this is the final award. This is the final award? Okay. Well, not everybody gets a trophy. We can start making them. I got a lot of awards. I got a few awards for our directing staff, too. Okay. They definitely give me the gift. Yeah. Okay, next up is the most improved section throughout the season. This goes to the section that improved the most from beginning to end, and we had a tie. It was down the middle, tie. And that went to the clarinets and the drum line. You all come up. There's a certificate for everybody. At this point, we can just let them out the floor sheets. Let's hear it again for the clarinets and the drum line. All right, now on to playing again, yes? All right, here we go.